Welcome to This is Random.
I am Tay.
And I'm Adri. Today we'll be talking about college experiences.
Yay!
Yay.
So, I am thankfully out of college.
I'm still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's school going?
Um, it's alright. I mean, it could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could just cancel classes and just give me my diploma.
Well, what do your classes look like this semester?
So I have 2 in-person class and everything else is on Zoom.
Yeah.
So I have Chinese, and then after that, I have sociology class and a body movement class.
Body movement.
Yes,
What is that?
that's the thing.
What is that?
It's how do I explain it? It's a fun class. It's like a theater class. Where it talks about your energy and the space and the time. It makes no sense me trying to explain it.
So, like, what subject would that fall into?
It's under theater and
Okay.
it's called body movement class.
That is I've never heard of a curriculum like that. That is crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking either that or there's a Tai Chi class. I saw that on the list. I don't know how they would even do that, but that's a thing.
So, how long have you been in school now?
Forever. I've been taking semesters off to pay for it because, I can't afford financial aid. They don't give me that.
That shit is
Or
hard. You're in CUNY. Isn't CUNY free now?
no,
I could have sworn they.
no.
Oh, okay. Then they lied.
Yeah.
They lied because I could have sworn they were supposed to make 4-year colleges free.
No, that's what they were hoping to do. Like the whole Bernie Sanders, he wanted to get college free universal for everybody. So you don't have to like take semesters off and stuff unless you choose to. But no, they did not. Like one class is worth 900 and something for just one class. Thinking of taking like a summer class and I saw the price and I was like, I guess I'm not.
I almost took a semester off. My first semester, actually, I was going to push my whole college career, I guess, back. I actually decided I was going to go to college the day before classes started. What happened was I'd already enrolled and everything, and then I was having issues getting into this program. It was called like Seek. So, you know the Seek program,
Yeah.
right? Do they still have that?
Yeah, they do.
Oh. Well, I tried to get in. They wouldn't let me in. So I had to like apply for regular financial aid and everything, but I did it too late because again, I was putting all my time and effort into getting into Seek and they wouldn't let me. So I think the day before, no, I finally decided I'm not doing Seek because again, they would not let me in. So I was just going to be like a regular student. So we had
Right.
to make classes. And what happened was I was having trouble because they wanted they wanted all freshmen to do like these blocks. So pretty much it's like you and maybe like 15 to 20 other freshmen will get the same set of classes. And then as semesters go on and years go on, you'll like break apart. But they just wanted everyone together that freshman year. And I couldn't get a block for the stuff I wanted. So I had to like pick individual classes to take. And it was just so stressful. So I spent like 2 days trying to find classes. And because I waited to the last minute, classes fill up
Yeah.
hella quickly.
Especially like the popular ones.
Yeah. So it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go to college this semester. And then the day before classes officially started, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to school. Fuck it. So then I kind of just like added random classes into, what's funny? The classes I actually ended up adding, it was part of a block, but I just wasn't in that block. You know what I mean?
I think so.
So I wasn't in with that group of freshmen, but I ended up getting the same classes with them, but I was just going to individual classes. The day before class, not even the day, the night. The night before classes started, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to school. Fuck it.
Well, are you happy with that decision?
Yeah, I am. I don't know if it would have made a difference if I took that semester off. There were other times I wish I could have took the semester off, but that specific semester, I don't think it really would have made a difference. I do think that first semester fucked me over. Well, it didn't fuck me over. It's more so financial aid fucked me over with that one.
Okay, so talk about your struggles with financial aid. I know like a lot of kids have to deal with that, and it was like a lot.
The issue was with that specific semester was so you have Pell, which I guess is federal grants and financial aid, and then you have TAP, and TAP is specifically catered towards New York students. And what happened was with TAP, you have to take 12 credits, so that's like a minimum of 4 classes. And one of my classes was they considered a repeating course because in high school we took like College Now, which is pretty much just like a college program that gives you credits in high school. So I took a English class it was like a full year. So it would have been equivalent to like English 101 and 102. So when I started applying for actual classes in college, I tried to go over to 201 because that's like, technically the next step. And for some reason, they wouldn't let me do it. They were like, oh, you need the prerequisite of 101 or 102, even though I technically took it in high school. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll just take it in college if that's what you want me to do. So I took it, got an A. However, I realized that my tuition wasn't being fully paid for, despite the fact that my financial aid went through. So I was like, that's weird. So I went to the office and they said, oh, well, we see what the problem is. Your TAP did not go through. So I questioned why. And they said, well, because you need 12 credits for classes. So I said, well, I took 4 classes. I showed my transcript and everything. And they said, and they noticed the English class that I got an A in, I took it already in high school. So they were like, this is a repeated course. You can't get credit for that.
What a loser.
I know.
Wow.
I suck.
Wild.
No, I don't suck.
It's not you, it's them.
So
they suck.
Even though I got an A, and actually I think I got an A plus in that class too, they wouldn't give me the credit for it and I couldn't get financial aid for it, or at least full financial aid. So I had to take out my first student loan for that class.
I mean, isn't there like a debt forgiveness thing now?
So the thing is with debt forgiveness, I think it's more so catered towards people that have like tens and thousands of dollars in debt. So usually people that say go to private schools or in graduate school that accumulated like tons of debt from that. My debt is not even like 5,000. Like if I was to try to apply for that, they would most likely be like, you can pay that off. And I can. I'm just slow with it because I hate spending money on anything. But that kind of thing, I don't think I would qualify for because my loans really isn't that high.
Okay. What are you going to do about it? Just leave it there?
No, I'm going to pay it. I have to pay it. I have to pay it.
Do you? Do you really?
Yeah.
You could just leave it there until they decide, you know what? Forget it. It's okay. Never mind. You don't have to do that anymore. It's like me with signs. I'm leaving it there until I have
until
like one semester.
Last minute.
I have like one semester left. But I'm hoping by the end of the semester they would say, you don't need signs to graduate because it's not part of your major.
I would love to do that, but also like I'm trying to build credit. Trying to be an adult and all that good stuff, and yeah, my student loans are tied to that. So it's like the more you pay your loans off, you build more credit.
Oh yeah, you should get on that then.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a house.
Wow, look at you.
But
you rocking this adult thing, trying to get a
trying.
House,
struggling too.
Struggling to get a house.
But yeah, as far as I guess when back to what I was like taking the time off. Because I know you said you kept taking like semesters off. I know you said yours was more like financial reasons why. So it's like if you could have paid for it, do you think like you would have stayed throughout, or do you think like, I guess, would you have taken time off as just a break? Because I know some people like they can pay for college, but I guess the stress of college causes them where they're like they need to take a break.
No, I probably would have just finished it because I started. And I don't know, I like right now specifically, like because I've been there so long, I do want to take a break. But I'm just like right there. It's just right there and I'm done. But if it was back then, I would have just finished it and be over it. But it's okay if like people want to take semesters off. There's
Yeah,
no
I think
problem
that
with it.
I feel like that should be normalized more, is people
Yeah.
wanting to take semesters off.
I mean, college will always be there. You could just go
Exactly.
back.
Exactly. Like I remember I think for me, I kind of felt like when I first started, I kind of felt like I had to go. That's another reason why I decided last minute I'm going to go. I didn't want to take a semester off cuz I thought I was going to just like fall behind. But I feel like the more you're in school, you kind of learn that there, like you said, college is always going to be there. And then you see people in your classes that are like say 20, 30 years older than you,
Yeah.
different walks of life, and they've gone back to school. The oldest I've seen in a class was like 80, 86,
80?
like 80 to
Wow.
86 in my one of my classes.
That's interesting. I feel like I will go back to get my PhD because I always want to be known as Dr. Adri. It sounds very nice. And Dr. Adri. So I think I would go back like way later on just to get doctor in front of my name because I'm that type of person.
Mm.
But
Just
right
just
now I'm
just to
done.
have the title.
Just to have the title of doctor. That and by time I'm like 40 or close to 50 and school is not free, I most likely would go and teach
Mm-hmm.
sociology because I was told that if you are a professor, then your child get to go there for free.
So
Yeah.
would you say like the college you're at, you go to City College?
Yes, I go to City College in Spanish Harlem.
Why did I not know that? And I've
Um,
been there. I'm just going places, not even
You're just
knowing
going
where it
places.
is.
It's like right below Harlem, but right above Manhattan. It's like
Yeah.
right in the middle
I
of the
just
whole thing.
I just remember that giant hill
Just
that we had to climb up.
we no longer have to take that giant hill.
There's a bus now, right?
Yes, there's a bus. I go on the other side. I
Mm-hmm.
take the train that's on the other side. So it's like a walk up,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no hill because I hated that hill so much. I took it for like one semester and then I found out the next semester that I didn't have to take it at all. And I cut down so much time on my travel.
So would you say like City was your first? Would you say that was your college of choice? Like,
No,
did
I
did you get into
actually
your first choice?
yes, I actually was gonna go to a all girls school in New Rochelle. I got accepted and I got a scholarship to go, but it wasn't cheap. It was like a private school.
Mm-hmm.
So I would technically still would I was technically blah 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 words. I technically would still have to pay around the same that I do going to a CUNY school. But the reason why I chose this school is because I went with one of our friends to the tour that they were having that they have, and I saw the building and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cute. It's like Hogwarts." And then there were trees and
So
I
you
said to
chose your
myself,
school because it
because of
looks like
it
Hogwarts
looked like
and you saw
Hogwarts
trees.
and it has trees. Yes, I have no regrets. I don't care. I would talk to people and they would tell me like why they chose this school. Like, oh, they have this program, they have that program, and I'm over here like I chose it because it looked cool. And it had trees. Like, wow.
You don't see a lot of trees in New York.
You don't see a lot of trees.
I think it's because City College, it looks a lot like a private, you ever see like in movies or TV shows
Yeah.
where they go away for college and you have like
Yeah.
a large campus? It probably looks like that. So it has the feel of you're
Like I'm
going
not
away.
right.
Exactly. So that's probably another that's like the aesthetic. And
Yeah,
you like that.
it was created to replicate Harvard or Columbia or one of those old colleges.
I went to Hunter. I don't know if Hunter was my first. It was my first choice for CUNY. Was it like I don't think I had a dream college I wanted to go to originally. I think it was like NYU, but I think I only said NYU because
It was NYU.
yeah, but I don't think I had a dream college I wanted to go to, but I chose Hunter cuz it was cheap, relatively cheap. People used to say in high school Hunter's like the best CUNY school. Personally, I didn't see it like that, but Hunter does not have trees.
Hunter does not have trees.
It doesn't.
It does have the connect thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has
Like that
it's
walk
like
where it connects the buildings.
yeah, the bridge. It's
above
like
the roads.
yeah, it has like three buildings pretty much next to each other on different corners, and then it has bridges that connects. That was probably the coolest part about Hunter. That and the fact that the train station underneath
was right there.
Yeah, no, not even that, but there's an entrance. Okay. So it's like
Okay.
you get off the train, you don't have to go outside. So there's an entrance underneath directly from the train that lets you right in the building.
Wow.
So you never have to like, and then again, because of the sky bridges, you never had to step outside
Oh, wow.
on a rainy day. And I was like, that's nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well,
But
my school have trees.
but with Hunter, it was a good school. I think would I have gone back? Well, would I have chosen it again if I could? Probably not, so to speak. It was good. It was good for, I guess, financially what I can afford at the time. Because I actually think the first college I ever got accepted to was it was George Mason University. I think it's in Virginia. I could be wrong, but it was George Mason University. It's out of state, and I was so excited about it. And I remember I showed my mom, and all she said was, "Okay." She was like, "Okay," and 'cause I think her thing was like, "I'm not going." So she didn't really have much of a reaction to it, but I'm like, okay, but I got into a college. I got into a school, my first school I ever got into, and it was exciting. Like I knew I wasn't going to go because I couldn't afford it, but it's still the idea of like
Of like getting accepted.
yeah. It's like damn, that hurt.
I'm sorry. Do you feel better
About what?
talking about it?
I mean, I already told her how I felt. She still doesn't care. So
I'm telling you, moms, they don't care. Like, I accidentally cut myself today, and my mom didn't care.
oh,
Stressed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She's not.
But back to college.
Yes.
So what would you say is like your favorite class? Well, let's do this. What was of I guess your entire school career as far as your memory can go, because I know your memory isn't that wide. You're panicking. Your entire college career, I guess. What has been like your favorite class or professor if you have one of those?
I don't have a favorite professor. I don't think I have a favorite class. The one class I know that I actually enjoyed a lot was Intro to Sociology. I like the Mandarin class. That's fun too. Surprisingly good at it. Just panicky. I think I'm wrong, but I'm actually right, which doesn't help. Yeah. You?
I could say my least favorite first, because that one
Okay.
just sticks out like a sore throat. I could say my least favorite class, my least favorite professor. So my least favorite professor, because that one just, oh my God, that was so bad, was U.S. history professor Contreras. I think that was his name. I still remember his name.
You remember their names?
Oh my, I don't, but his name stuck out because he pissed me off.
Oh.
But he pissed me off because our first exam, it was a history class, so a lot of it is on reading and essays.
Mm-hmm.
So For our first exam, it was primarily just like essays. It was like, that notepad.
Yeah.
We had to like write an essay. He said, you can bring notes. You could bring 1 page of like cheat notes to the essay, to the exam. So we did. And he had like prompts and notes and stuff like that. The thing was his slides weren't that thorough and they weren't that explanatory. It was just maybe like three or four bullet points per slide. He would also just like read off the slides. So while he wasn't that explanatory, again, he was just reading off whatever he wrote in the first place.
I mean, did people ask questions?
A little bit, but he would always refer to the textbook. Mm-hmm. And we would have discussion once a week with the class. It was a huge lecture, so once a week we would just split up into discussions. So then during the discussion we would go over what would be on the exam, blah blah blah, blah, and discuss what was in the textbook. So everyone, come exam day, we all had our cheat notes, we did our papers, class is going, blah blah blah, and then we get our grades back. A good majority of the class failed. I think the highest was like a B- or a C.
Oh my God, that's bad.
But the thing was, the reason that we failed was, and we found this out in our discussion class, was because a lot of our answers were online. He did not specify that. He wanted us to only use what we had on the slides, which again were maybe like 3 to 4 bullet points per slide.
Okay.
And this little textbook. The textbook was small, very small, like very, very thin. So he wanted us to write our essays based off what limited information we were given in class. He did not want us to use the internet for our research. So he failed, but he never told us that.
Oh.
So we all failed. I think I got a D in that class at the end of the semester.
Wow, that's interesting.
Did I get a D? I think I got a D in that class. I could laugh about it now because it's so funny. Because a lot of people did not pass that class. I'd be more upset if I was the only one that failed, but a lot of people did not pass that class.
Oh, wow.
And he was one of those professors that like prided themselves, I think, on people not passing their classes.
Who does that?
A lot of professors actually do that. I don't understand. I don't think that's a good thing to be proud of, that you have a very low passing rate. That means you're not doing your job right, in my opinion.
Or explaining
exactly
anything. But it doesn't sound like he explained anything.
He didn't, and he got upset when we used the internet instead of his notes,
which aren't even good.
Exactly. It was whatever at that point. I kind of figured what was going to happen by like the midterm, like how this class was going to go. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I guess.
You already gave up.
As long as I didn't get an F, because if I get a D, you could still get the credit.
Oh, okay.
So, pro tip for your class, because you're still in school, get at least a D.
I mean, I already got my D in math.
But did you get the credit?
I did.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But that was my worst. My best, what class did I like? Statistics.
Statistics is fun.
Statistics is so fun, and people shit on statistics all the time. I think it's fun if you know the formulas and you understand it, but I think that's with anything. It's more fun when you know shit. But
yeah, I think it's like math is all about formulas, so once you get the formula, you basically can answer it. I took it in high school as one of my college now options, and I didn't take the exam because my teacher, she left in like the middle of the semester, so
was she pregnant? Was she sick? She just abandoned you guys?
I forgot what happened. I think she got sick or something. She just decided not to come back.
Can you imagine? Like I can't. Can you? All right, this is kind of funny, but imagine a class is doing so like. Students are doing so bad in your class, you just quit midway through.
Like, forget it. I'm done.
Like, I can't do this anymore.
Like, peace out, guys. Figure it out by yourself. So she gave us an option. We can take the AP exam or we could not.
And this was in high school?
This was in high school. Mm-hmm. I chose not to take it because the exam was the same day as this leadership trip that I wanted to take.
Your priorities amaze me.
So I decided to go on the trip, and I had fun. No regrets. It was a camping trip in Connecticut, you know, the place where people should be leaving, not going. It's
You
like a
said the same
ghost
thing
town.
about Jersey.
Because it's the same thing, except Jersey is worse.
Oh my god. I forgot to tell you, like literally I saw this thing on Facebook where it was like Jersey got voted as the worst state to live in. I was going to send it to you because
Yeah.
we were talking about on a previous episode about how you should like leave Jersey. So I saw, like I said, yeah, I saw a post that was like Jersey is the worst state to live in. I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
we did that."
We didn't do.
We didn't do anything. But
No, it's like there wasn't a lot of people there. It's like a ghost town, really. At least to me. Maybe because I'm so used to New York being like a house like every few or like a building or something. But this was just trees and barnyards and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is what this is." Got it. Went to the campsite and I had fun. I did not regret that at all.
nah, I mean, it's like I don't think it would have like really changed your college career if you
It
took the
it
AP
wouldn't.
exam or not. So at least you had fun.
I mean, if I panic under pressure, so taking the exam, I would have failed even if I knew it because I would sit there, see the questions and just freak out.
I know I do remember with the statistics class I took, my professor, she was so cool too. She brought her baby to school because she couldn't find a babysitter.
Mhm.
So she was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna bring my child to class. We didn't think she was serious though, because why would she? But
Yeah,
it was fun. It was cute.
and she brought it.
Yeah. Baby didn't cry at all.
Did you ever skip that class you didn't like with that professor?
I skipped a lot of classes. I didn't. I didn't because I had a friend in that class and I didn't want to abandon her.
Oh,
So, but there were moments we skipped together. But I skipped a lot of classes. That's probably my biggest regret with school. You know what I think it was? I saw this thing where it was like you can tell in college how rebellious people were in like high school. So in high school, I never cut classes. I never did that. So I like to think that I was probably repressed because in college I had all this freedom. So I cut class a lot. And I wouldn't even cut class to do anything. I would cut to go sit in the library
wow.
because
Why
I
not
could.
just go to class?
So all right. So, one, because there were moments where I was late and
Okay.
I have really bad social anxiety.
Okay.
So, if I was like, say, 10, 15 minutes late for class, I don't like that awkwardness, especially if it's like a small.
Yeah, where you walk in and everybody's staring at you.
Yeah. So, I just don't show up. And then also, I just got bored sometimes. I was just like, you know what? I don't feel like going to class. I'm tired.
But wouldn't you be bored in the library too?
No, because I have my laptop or I'm
Oh,
on my phone. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to actually learn.
oh wow, that's interesting.
But either that or. And the thing was, I didn't really have friends in college. I was very much a loner. So it wasn't even like I was hanging out with people. I had a few friends here and there, but they were good people and actually went to class or they just transferred out at some point.
Oh,
So I was mostly like by myself and I wouldn't even be hanging. I didn't even go home because I didn't want my parents to know that I was skipping school.
oh,
So I would like go sit in the library or we had like a rooftop deck.
hmm.
I would go up there or sit in the cafeteria. My favorite thing would be to cut class to study for another class.
At least you're studying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed studying. It's
Wow.
weird. No, I can't study at home.
Oh, so you're one of those people who study elsewhere.
I kind of have to because I feel like if I'm at home, I'm too comfortable and I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
Like I'll have my laptop there and I'll have the books, but if I'm like sitting in bed or sitting in my couch, it's just going to be more lounge than
hmm.
actual studying. So I have to take myself out of like a home environment. So I'll go to the library to do it.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. I I don't. study, really. I'm one of those people, if I know it, I know it. If I don't know it, oh well. I'm screwed. I I do, if there's like a exam or something, I will look over what I've written if I even wrote anything, cuz there are times I just sit there and listen and I don't take notes. I'm not a very good note taker. I'm pretty sure if I
But
practice,
that's
I
funny though,
would.
because you're very like you're a planner. Like you write down your plans. Because
Yeah.
every time we talk about Dusa, you're like, let me write it down in my planner or write things down. So I'm
Yeah,
surprised you're not a note taker because that's all
I'm
you do is
I'm
take notes.
I take notes on plants. I write plans. I don't know how to explain it.
You just can't stay.
I
You
just
can't like apply it to
I
schoolwork.
can't apply it to schoolwork. I could write down what I'm gonna do this, when I'm gonna do that. However, to write down a whole lesson while you're talking at the same time, that's too much for me. I can't listen, right? No.
No.
That's too much. I I forget how to spell. Like the simplest words. You would say eat and I'd be like, eat. Oh fudge.
You're.
How do you spell eat?
Why do you think like you freak out when it comes to like schoolwork?
I don't think it's only schoolwork. It's just in general. I put too much pressure on myself to be perfect. And if it's not going to be perfect, then what's the point of doing it? I think that does also apply to work in general. If I have to do a job where it requires me to take notes, I'm not going to take good notes because I'm too focused on writing down every single word you say that I miss the whole point of the entire thing. I would look at other people notes and it would be like important stuff they would take down. I would try to take down every single word.
So you're one of those people where when they say study, they'll be like copy down the most important parts, and you consider every part the
Yeah,
important part.
every part is important. I prefer to just listen and soak it all in and try to understand it in my own way instead of taking down notes and looking it over later because it's not going to work. I will write what you're writing. However, if I'm writing what you're writing and I don't understand it, I still won't understand it even if I wrote it down. So I would try to write down things that's on the board the way I understand it. That's how I learn.
It's cool. But let's go on to our next point, which is reading materials.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I stopped reading materials. If there's a required section that I have to read, I would read the introduction and the summary and skim over the middle part.
I do it, I think, yeah, I never did that. I never followed reading material. That's not to say you should do that. I think the thing is with all right, here's my thing with reading materials is I don't do it as much because I feel like it's very dense and it doesn't get to the point of what the lesson is about. It's kind of like what you said how you consider every part an important part in a
Yeah.
lesson. I think when they do that is they want you to strategize how to pick out important parts in the text.
Right.
But I just feel like that's a waste of time. Just what's the most important part and let's discuss it and expand on it.
Yeah, there are times when I do read the reading material that I have because I find I can read it and focus more like when I'm on the train, either to school or from school. I would sit there and I would just like read it if it's interesting. If it's not interesting, I'm going to sleep.
What about textbooks? Like you rent the textbooks.
I do not.
You don't?
I do not rent the textbook.
You
Nor do
buy
I.
it?
No, I don't buy them either. Girl, I'm going to tell you what I do. And this is for all the college students or to be college students. Here is a tip. Ready? You Google and see if you could find a free PDF. And if you can't find it, you wait until the first day of class or the second day of class before you even think of renting or buying the book. because there's a very high possibility that somebody else have found the free PDF form and they could share it with you.
It's funny you say that because another one of my favorite classes was human sexuality. And my professor, I don't know how I think she actually manually did it herself. She scanned the entire textbook and just put it on Blackboard. Like, you know what? I'm just going to give you guys the entire PDF of the textbook. Yeah. Shout out to professors, because some professors actually do that.
Yeah, they do.
Shout out to them. Because I feel like they understand the struggle.
Yeah, and then there are some professors they are okay if you get the earlier edition. Yeah, like the previous edition of the book, which you can find online for free.
Yeah.
So I don't buy any book until the first year class when there's no other options.
That's true.
At all.
That's another tip. Yeah. I recommend also do not get any sort of reading until the first day and y'all go over the syllabus. 9 times out of 10, the syllabus that they teach the same things every semester. Yeah. So they're more than likely going to be using a previous semester syllabus. So they will probably like, you actually don't need this book. Or like you said earlier, they will tell you themselves in person where you can get either the book for cheaper.
Yeah.
Or they'll tell you like, you can get the PDF version in the library. But unfortunately, I didn't have the luck of finding PDF versions a lot of the times. So I never bought it. I actually bought 2 books because I had to. It was math and my Italian, because it had access codes in it to do online homework. So it's like you have to buy it. Otherwise, I would just rent it off of Amazon, or we had a bookstore that you can like rent there. Never buy textbooks. Never buy unless you know
have no choice whatsoever.
Yeah, you have no choice, or you are going to be using this book in the long-term future, because some books as an undergrad, if you know you're going to grad school, you'll be using it. But do not buy textbooks. Rent it or find the PDF.
It's also cheaper if you buy the textbook. If you're going to buy it from the school, you would have to buy it like really, really early.
Yeah.
Because the prices go up the closer you get to the date of classes. I signed up for science class, human biology. Is the first day we went over the syllabus and the textbook is required. On Amazon, it is, I think it was $60 something. I couldn't find it online. The professor said there's a website that he's using to give where he will put the homework and the required whatever, and it comes with the textbook, and it's for $90. So I asked, if you got the textbook, do you still have to pay for the website? He said yes, because that's where the homework will be. So I dropped the class because I would be paying $90 when to lie down, because I was so stressed out. And I started contemplating whether or not it's worth it. For one, it's a science class that in the description it says not for science students. So non-science students is basically who it's catered to. For a split second, I said, you know what? Maybe I will just pay the $90 to do my homework, because that's basically what it's for. And I'll get the textbook and I'll have it online for free, whatever. So I clicked on it, the link that he gave us, and it said it expires February. February is the beginning of the next semester. So that means I will be paying $90 for a website to do my homework for a book that all expires in February. So I dropped the class.
You dropped it.
I dropped it. I was like, I am not a science student, sir. Why am I paying $90 for this? It's not even worth it, and it expires. I'm okay. Do I have some regrets? Yes, because I technically needed a credit, but I'll just do that next semester. Just not that class.
Yeah, you could just choose a different one.
I will be choosing a different class.
For sure.
For sure.
All All right. So we are running out of time. So we're just going to start closing out next week's episode. We're going to cover social media a bit more specifically, kind of why it has an iron grip on us. Maybe not you specifically. I know it has one on me.
Oh, okay.
But we can kind of break away from it.
Yep. And if you enjoyed today's episode or any other past episodes, feel free to leave us a review and tell us how we're doing. Mm-hmm. You could catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Even YouTube. We have a YouTube channel called This Is Random, so you could give us a like and subscribe over there, and hopefully you had fun as much as we do. Also, if you want to keep in touch with us, you could follow us on our Twitter at thisisrandom_TA.
All right, we will see you guys next week. This has been This Is Random with Téh and Adri.
Woohoo! Do. Bye.
Bye.